Hello everyone and welcome to another Game Explained discussion. I'm your host, Derek Bittner, and this time I'm joined by John Cartwright and special guest Belle Aim, and we're here to talk about the Pokemon 24-hour live stream and basically just the reveal of what seems to be Galarian Ponyta, and that whole hullabaloo that happened into this lead up because, well, I think the general feeling is that was a lot of build up for not a lot. And how do you guys feel about that? What about you, John?
Well, it's kind of strange because they didn't pitch this as a big thing. It was just kind of come and tune in, we're doing this nature live stream. And they kind of delivered on that, and maybe it's on us that we expected more. Well, did we expect more? I think the entire time we kind of said, like, we don't expect this to be anything.
No,
right.
I never expected it to be huge. I knew what we were getting into, but I expected the live stream to be a bit more, well, livelier than it was.
Yeah, I thought it would be like, you know, a determined amount of time and something would show up. And I did kind of have a suspicion that at least one new Pokemon would be revealed, which that did happen. So I guess that thought was delivered on, but it just was so long.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't expect much going into this, but I did expect more than just one brand new Pokemon reveal. I thought there would be at least, I don't know, two, but we just got the one.
And I actually was thinking that this was going to be a time that they would show more of the Pokemon that are in the Pokedex for this region. I don't know, I just thought we would see more variety. Because we didn't end up seeing that many over the entire 24 hours, right?
I think maybe 6 to 8 different Pokemon might have shown up throughout the entirety of the thing. Most of it, at a certain point, was just, here's tiny glimpses of what would eventually be Galarian Ponyta. And, you know, it kept people invested, kept people talking. It made for a great set of memes, I suppose, as far as...
the memes are so fun.
You know, what people were doing with it. It was that, you know, that aspect was great. But for anybody sitting there watching the stream itself for that 24 hours, hello, Joe Merrick.
Yeah.
Poor guy.
This had to be a nightmare of an experience because there's just not that much to engage you. And I think that's the biggest issue with this format. I think they meant for anybody to just sort of pop in, but you don't know when you're going to pop in because they didn't even do anything for the final minute of the live stream. Mm-hmm. It was they revealed the two Ponyta 3 minutes before the end, not the final minute. They just had it like, here's nothing, cut. It's like, that's really weird not to have anything for those people who tune in at that moment to see something. And it just feels like a pretty decent idea that could have been managed a lot better.
As far as advertising, though, I feel like it did a pretty good job because it did get out there, got attention. It was all over Twitter. It was the hot topic of the day, you know. So I think that part of it worked as far as creating this pretty much blank template to make memes on.
Yeah, I mean, from a marketing perspective, it definitely did get people talking. People who weren't even watching this live stream were making memes of it. And it's far more exciting than just going, like, if they just tweeted out a picture of Galarian Ponyta, that would have been cool. But making a huge event out of it, that was like, it was so ridiculous that people are going to make fun of it, and they want you to make fun of it because then you're talking about it. And I feel like this got Pokemon into the consensus far more than any random tweet of this Pokemon would have.
I definitely agree with that because we can just compare it to Surfetched because they tried something kind of similar to this with Surfetched where it's like, hey, check out this new thing on the website, and it just had this sort of sprite, this garbled sprite on there that, you know, everybody immediately interpreted as Surfetched, and we're excited about it, but it didn't really raise a lot of conversation. Like, I saw a few minor things, but the actual reveal of Surfetched was much bigger than any kind of lead up to it. Now with Ponyta, the lead up to it is definitely getting talked about, complained about mostly, but, you know, still talked. And now we have these adorable versions of Ponyta to look at and people will be excited about. And there's still a bit of mystery there because they did end the stream with the Rapidash cry, which, so of course we have a Rapidash Galarian form, and we still have something to look forward to. So as far as building up the hype for the reveal and maintaining that hype and getting people to stay interested, it did succeed in that regard.
And the thing is as well is we had Andre join us for the live stream. When was the last time that Andre joined us for a Pokemon talk?
I know. Well, that speaks volumes.
I mean, it speaks volumes that we weren't really talking about Pokemon at that point. We had a lot of different conversations we talked about just because there wasn't much going on.
But it still was interesting enough for him to be like, yeah, I'll check this out. I'm going to see what happens here. Like,
true.
I'll check this.
See what's going on, see
If anything crazy happens.
Yeah. And it's crazy to me now that we have 2 Pokemon that have been revealed. We've seen them, we basically know their names, but we haven't gotten a breakdown of them on the Pokemon website with both Impidimp and Ponyta now.
I thought they would follow up almost immediately with stuff. Kind of like, okay, the stream's over. Did you guys see this?
Yeah, I do wonder if we'll get a trailer this week fully revealing them, or they'll just leave it at that until the end. But because my expectation for Ponyta here is it's the Shield exclusive and the opposite to Surfetch.
That's what I'm worried about, because I love both of them.
It actually does make me a bit more torn now, because before this, it was obviously going to be Sword because Surfetch is just such a cool design, but now Galarian Ponyta looks absolutely gorgeous.
I know, I love them both. I think I'm still kind of leaning towards Sword because of the exclusive fighter, Bay.
Yeah,
Is
Bay
it
or
Bay?
Bea. I'm not sure.
Because she just looks like a lot of fun. So if I do go Sword, I'm definitely going to have to find people to trade because this Ponyta is amazing and I love it so much. It's so cute.
Yeah.
One quite cool thing about the live stream as well is we did get a glimpse at some of the Pokemon's personalities. Like Impidimp, we didn't really know what that guy was like. And he's a bit of a rascal. Like, there are points in this live stream where he sort of fogs up the camera, and that's exactly when Galarian Ponyta's running by, so that he fogs it all up so you can barely see what's going on in the background.
Exactly.
I kind of like this guy now.
Yeah, that's a clever idea because Impidimp seemed like a fun design, but not really memorable in the same way as a lot of the other Pokemon reveals. It's like, okay, he's kind of cool, but you don't really know much about him. And this gave us a taste of his personality, what he's all about, and while still keeping him hidden. And I think that's the thing that's really impressing me so far with Sword and Shield, because doing the coverage for X and Y, Sun and Moon, Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, Pokemon Company just put out so much information trying to get people invested and interested in what they were doing. And there were so many Pokemon being revealed, just it felt like every month. They had something new, or hey, here's an Alolan form, or something to that effect. And with Sword and Shield, it feels a little bit more cheeky, like we're gonna tease a thing here, but it's really not gonna be that much information. Or here's a lot of the new characters, but we're not gonna tell you much about them. And as far as the Pokemon, we have a decent selection, but there's obviously a lot more there. And the sheer fact that we haven't gotten the starter evolutions yet is amazing to me.
That's crazy.
Yeah, we're 1 month out.
Because aren't they usually revealed by now in a typical Pokemon?
Oh yeah, we would have the third, like the final forms by this point usually.
So do you think they're going to go the route where they don't show it at all and you have to kind of just guess?
Maybe.
That's the big question, because a lot of times what Nintendo likes to do, and I've complained about this a lot over the years, is that they'll keep a lot of things secret and close to their chest in the build up to a lot of their games, and then like the week before, here's everything. And you know, even in Pokemon's done that a lot as well. Take for example in I can't remember if it was Sun and Moon or Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, where they revealed that Red and Blue were going to be in the game as an older form, and like that would have been a really cool surprise, but now it's just marketing, and it's not as interesting to find that.
Even Let's Go, which basically had no surprises, they revealed that Green was in the game before the game came out. And I'm pretty sure when we were reviewing that, the embargo said, don't reveal Green, and then Nintendo were like, here's Green now.
Yeah, exactly. So if I had to guess, we'll get the game, it won't be revealed, it'll be in the embargo not to reveal them, but then they'll have their own
special reveal just
trailer
reserved for them.
Exactly. I fully expect that. But otherwise, I've been very happy with the marketing for Sword and Shield up until this point. I'm absolutely invested in the game, and it's amazing to me that, you know, they actually found a Pokemon that could rival Surfetch'd, because everybody was so excited for Surfetch'd. I mean, I'm still going Sword because Farfetch'd is my little duck, and I gotta have him. A pony can't dissuade me, but I will say, holy crap, this design is adorable.
I know. If I had to choose between the two, I would pick the pony, though. What about you, John? If you had to pick between Surfetch'd and Ponyta?
So tough. I guess part of it lies on, will Rapidash evolve? Because Rapidash is a second form. I wonder, will they add a third?
I think so. I'm going to say yes, because Farfetch'd got a completely new form. We've seen Zigzagoon get a completely new second evolution, thanks to Obstagoon. And I can see that happening with this. It makes those Galarian forms just a little bit more special, because they are not only as a new form, but it's a new evolution for that form. and that just makes it inherently more exciting.
I hope it's Pegasus.
So yeah, it would be really cool to make it a
yes.
Pegasus. But that also messes with our typings, because looking at these two and the Pokemon they showed up to their reveal, I fully expect them to be a dual fairy and ghost type.
They definitely seem fairy type for sure.
There's something very mysterious about them as well. Like, during the live stream, there'll be a random glow in the corner every now and then, and I don't think that was fully explained. But when when there's like two Ponyta on the screen at the same time, one of them brushes up against the other, and their cotton fur thing just kind of glows up.
Yeah.
I wonder if that has something to do with how they evolve. Maybe it's not to do with levels. Maybe it's to do with maybe like companionship or something.
Yeah,
It could be. Because the other interesting thing that a lot of people notice right away is that one of them doesn't even have a tail.
Yeah.
That could be it's probably a gender thing, I'd imagine.
That's definitely a gender thing.
And I think
so
one of the ears goes down and the other one goes up, right?
It kind of seems like that.
It's hard to tell if it's just based on that, like the positions they were in, but it looked like it at the time. I could be looking way too deep into things, but I was like, that could be another small difference. I don't know. They're just so cute. But I prefer the one with the tail. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, the one with the tail is definitely better. But it definitely seems like a gender thing, like differences like that. But that might also tie into their evolution. So maybe only one of them actually does get the possible second evolution.
Right.
Beyond Rapidash.
Do you think that the pony will be in both versions, but the evolution will only be in one?
No.
Oh,
I am fully convinced this is going to be a Shield exclusive.
okay.
Yeah, I guess if you take trading into account, like imagine if you're trading with someone and just one of them can't evolve.
Yeah, that's true.
Unless, and I guess this could be a Pokemon that evolves while you're trading, maybe.
I have a feeling it won't be, just because Surfetch'd doesn't. Well, actually, they haven't really said.
All we know about Surfetch'd is that he evolves after taking part in a lot of battles. That could refer to experience, or could just refer to the number of battles he actually took part in. I'm guessing the latter.
Yeah, I'm curious to see if this one will evolve into something new, what the trick is going to be.
It could just be normal, but actually, it could be a very different, because Rapidash is a very late evolution. I think
What
it's
if you have to
42.
be in this location specifically?
I mean, they've done that in the past, so that makes sense.
Yeah.
Maybe you got to find a glowing object and get them to level up around that object, kind of like a Leafeon and Glaceon.
Maybe you have to get that specific mushroom that we were all looking at so
Find
hard.
this spot. It is burned into your memories now.
That's why they had it for 24 hours.
If the angle's even partially off, it doesn't evolve.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You have to go to that exact place. You have to find where she set up the camera.
But yeah, I'm curious how they're going to go about this, because if it does become a Pegasus type, have a Pegasus version of its second evolution.
I would love that.
What does the type become? Because theoretically it should have gained the flying type, or would it stay Ghost Fairy, which is what makes it so unique?
I would imagine it would also become flying. I can't see them doing a Pegasus without diving into that. But I guess Ghost kind of?
Yeah.
Like, I guess that kind of covers, like, being able to float?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, this would be also I can't remember how many, but I'm pretty sure this is our second Ghost Fairy, because Mimikyu is also a Ghost Fairy. It's an interesting typing, and this absolutely seems like it's going to be a very popular Pokemon. I did not expect anything to be done with Ponyta.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you got to think back to the Gen 1 forms that didn't go into 3 different evolutions. I guess all those are kind of a candidate at this point. But we still don't know for sure if Rapidash evolves or not. Maybe it doesn't. Maybe a Galarian Rapidash is the final form of these as well.
And they just naturally have wings. There's your Pegasus form.
Yeah, that could be it. Kind of like with Raichu, Alolan Raichu. There wasn't another one after that.
Right, and they just give it a different Alolan form.
Yeah.
But I guess with Raichu, he is kind of the third form, though, with Pichu being the first Pikachu.
True.
Yeah, I guess, that's true. But there was, didn't they have a baby Ponyta at some point that they never actually put in the game?
Yeah, for Gen 2, Ponyta was considered to have a baby form, and they didn't go forward with it. A lot of cut Pokemon in Gen 2. So.
Yeah.
I think Vulpix also had a baby form, and Vulpix is just stuck as Vulpix and Ninetales now.
And Alolan Vulpix and Ninetales. So I like how they still.
So good.
Yeah, I do like how they find ways to do something interesting with these older Pokemon, and I do hope you know, we've only gotten one Gen 3 Pokemon to have a new form like this, Galarian form, so I'm hoping other Gen 2 and Gen 3 Pokemon, at the very least, get some new forms along with these Gen 1 Pokemon. Like, it's nice to throw us a bone, but how about a few more? Get some ribs in there.
It is cool that they're treating every Pokemon like an event, though. Every Pokemon they've shown so far from the Galar region has just been a great design.
Agreed.
I kind of wish that they keep sort of drip feeding us like this, because I appreciate that they're treating every Pokemon like an event, and they're not just getting them out there because they need to. And it'd be kind of cool to go into the game with a couple of surprises.
Yeah, I think that's a great way to do it. I love the drip feed style that they're doing because it really puts a spotlight on each one. So it's not like a big batch all of a sudden and you kind of forget a certain one and you don't just remember one from the batch. It's like, I love all of them. Poltegeist, Wooloo, Ponyta, like the Weezing. Oh, so many good ones.
I definitely feel like I've reached the point where I don't really need to know anything more about this game. I'm going to buy it. I know I want it. So
yeah, I love the characters.
Need to wait for the release date now.
And it's Pokemon on the big screen.
That is true.
I'm so excited.
Actual Pokemon on the big screen, not Let's Go.
Like full gen, next gen on the big screen.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, any final thoughts on either the 24-hour stream or Galarian Ponyta?
I think it's just hilarious they had just basically a still image for 24 hours, and they managed to maintain such a high viewership of this still image. I think their official streams maybe had a combined total of 100,000 views across YouTube and Twitch, basically all the time. Which is kind of nuts for what's basically nothing. Yeah, and that's not even counting all the people like us who streamed sections or even the whole thing of it, watching it themselves. So there's definitely a lot of people watching this thing in one way or another for some amount of time. It's an interesting concept too, because these sort of nature live streams, they're like this. Like, nothing happens most of the time, and then sometimes you will catch an animal in their natural habitat, and I guess this is exactly that. It's just weird for marketing. It's just so uneventful, but it is loyal. I feel like they probably won't do this again, though. What do you guys think? Probably not. Like in a different location? I don't think you can do this again. I don't definitely, think if they do it again, I don't think it's going to reach the same amount of... It wouldn't happen until the next generation. Yeah. And that's years out. Alright, I think that about does it for our Galarian Ponyta reveal discussion, so thank you all so much for watching, and if you enjoyed this discussion, be sure to follow us on Facebook and Twitter, and of course be sure to subscribe for more on Pokemon and other things gaming as well. Until next time, bye!